This video was brought to you by Loot Anime. It's everything you love about Loot Crate, but with an anime twist. Every month, you can get a box filled with all kinds of goodies based on your favorite anime. The theme for this month is back to school, so get yourself a box filled with goodies from Assassination Classroom, Fruits Basket, Utena, Digimon Adventure Tri, Danganronpa, and Persona 3. Click the link down below in the video description and use discount code NeoGameSpark to save yourself 10%. What is going on, everybody? My name is NGS and thank you so much for clicking on the video. Back once again for another discussion, another comic book related discussion. More specifically, today we're going to be talking about The Flash. It's been a while since I've really mentioned The Flash much on social media. Well, it's to be expected considering that season 2 ended a while ago and there's really not been much that we can say about The Flash. However, since a lot of you guys requested that I get on and talk about something about The Flash, I said, hey, why not? So today what I'm going to be doing is it's going to be kind of, I guess you can say, a quasi review of Flash season 2 in addition to things that I guess I'm looking forward to in the third season, because when you think about it, it's about to start in a little over a month. So to join me on this journey, I've got my day one homie, Rots112. What's going on, Robert?
Oh man, not much. I'm glad to be back. And unfortunately, we weren't back in the Flash from that first video we did. It's been a little while.
Yeah, the last one we did, oh my god, it was almost a year ago.
Yeah, man. Like, I still remember.
Oh,
Are
you about to say what I think you're gonna say?
I was just about to talk about how fast you jumped on the hype train, the train I was on the whole time.
Yeah. That's true. I was thinking you were gonna bring up the incident revolving some guy named Cold, but you know that's neither here nor there.
Right. You know, because people, you know, it's funny just how much of a difference a jacket makes. It's like a little inside joke between us.
Yeah, if y'all want to understand that joke in the full context, check out our review / recap of the first Flash season. It's floating somewhere along my channel. But enough of Flash season 1. Let's talk about the second season, Flash season 2. So going into this, I think it's pretty safe to say that our expectations were very, very high. Would you say that's right, Robert?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, because you can't season 1 ended on such a high note that you couldn't help but just be hyped, and you would expect nothing less than that again. And then it was season 2, so it was like it still had that new car smell to it. Like your first 4 months driving a new car. This how this felt. So yeah, expectations were extremely high.
I just remember because I don't think I caught the first episode when it aired. I think I came on board, I think, with episode 2 or 3. I remember because I didn't catch up in time. Then I think I missed the second episode because I had some prior obligations, but I caught up to everything with the third episode, and it's safe to say that the season started off pretty strong. Would you say?
Oh, definitely. How it started. It started on the same wavelength that the last season ended. Definitely.
Yeah, it literally picked up right where it left off, and what I really loved is that you felt that the writers, everyone involved with the show, they made it very apparent that this was Flash's city. Like, everyone's celebrating Flash. It's the Flash Day. I think that the first episode where they were celebrating Flash Day.
Yeah, Flash Day, because they had this strategic thing of, you know, the wormhole at the end of season 1, and they just kept jumping back, and you kept seeing the aftermath of what happened with the wormhole, and then occasionally the flashback would be of what really happened. So yeah, they actually had a Flash Day. They've embraced the Flash so much. I think he even has a brand of coffee, I think, or something like that.
And of course, he's got his action figures because, you know, he's got to have that, man. Little kids running around with the Flash, man.
You know, if I was a superhero, I'd be so pissed off because I think almost all of them say, like, I don't get a cut of any of that.
Oh, that is actually very true. I mean, look at Superman. He's dead, and they making shirts about him in Suicide Squad. What are we doing with our lives?
I mean, he not seeing well. Obviously, he really not seeing any of that money where he at right now. But like, come
It'll be
on, man.
it'll be
See,
given to the estate of Clark Kent, I think.
right. Well, who does it go to? Does it go to his future wife or his mother?
Who knows, man? It might go to Batman. I don't know at this point, man, because Martha is just such a big tie between them. Maybe he inherits everything from Clark, like all his worldly possessions. I'm not sure.
Maybe because I mean it was his fault. So let's give him all the money.
Yeah, it's my fault, but at the end, I win everything.
That's.
Yeah, but that's enough roasting on that movie. We've
Oh
done enough
man,
of that this year.
I told you that movie triggers me, man.
And all it took was us talking about an action figure and royalties. Yes, yes.
So I would say that movie has damaged us, people.
Yes.
Damaged.
Damaged. Are we going to get the tattoos on the head?
I'm not that damaged, dude.
That's a lifelong commitment, sir.
Yeah, for real. No, ain't nobody's that damaged, dude.
But yeah, going back to the Flash, which is what y'all are here for, I assume. You think they're still here? Because people probably left the video at this point.
I know, right? Like, oh, they hating on BVS. Here we go. Can't watch it.
Dang it, these freaking Marvelites doing a video on the Flash and roasting BVS. What a Marvel move. What a Marvel.
Y'all totally, because we got about 2-3 more checks coming, but anyway,
I still haven't gotten any of my checks in the mail. Flash season 2, the way it started off, it started off on such a high note. I mean, granted, it still suffered from, as all TV shows have, the second season slump where they don't want to go too crazy with the first 3 episodes because they want to build up some things. They want to draw some stuff out, which is cool. But I think what really sold it more than anything was, like I mentioned, Flash Day in the City. They were really building this universe because, like I said, with season 1, you knew how they were introducing, alternate universes and stuff. They just go heavy with it in season 2 with alternate universes, Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3. I was so surprised that they were doing this early.
And one very specific Easter egg that most people lost their mind with in the end of season 1 became a prevalent part of the story. And I don't know what came first. I don't know if they decided to run on that after or what, but I'll go ahead and bring it up. The Easter egg I'm talking about was a certain helmet flying out of the wormhole.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody lost their mind thinking, that's Jay Garrick's helmet. Oh, man, what a crazy Easter egg. And honestly, how they adapted it into the story was pretty sick.
Yeah. It was very, very cool because at first when you see these people throw Easter eggs around, you think nothing of it. Oh, it's just a one-off just to get you excited and stuff. But it actually develops into the second season, which was handled very well, like his introduction and just learning more and more about the universe of the Flash. I thought was great. And every episode just got me pumped up for more. But everything changed after the mid-season finale.
Yes.
I don't know what happened, if they swapped out writers or they got their cousin to do something, but like the intrigue that we had with the character of Zoom and each and every week trying to figure out who he was and who he was going to strike next, all that intrigue, it just kind of fizzled out towards the beginning of the comeback episode of the mid-season finale. And what was really disappointing with The Flash is that after the mid-season finale, I was bored watching the episodes.
Yeah. Didn't they come back and then do like 2 episodes, then went on another break?
Right, yeah. Now, as y'all know, I don't watch a lot of TV. The Flash was my first foray back into televised content in a very long time. I usually wait for Netflix, Hulu, Amazon to, put them up later, and I binge it because that's what I do. But The Flash was very interesting. I liked it. It kept me hooked. And then when it came back from its mid-season finale, it had 2 episodes, then it went on break for a couple weeks. Then it came back with 1, went on break for a couple weeks. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't know if that's a CW thing or if that's something that all the networks do, but it was very jarring because not only were they taking a lot of breaks in between, but the quality of the episodes was just not up to par to justify all those breaks. Now, I don't know, did you watch the entire first season of The Flash week to week, right?
Oh yeah, every episode, every Tuesday night. That's one of those rare shows I can do. I actually have the schedule to do it for.
But it was very, very jarring just seeing the level of quality drop exponentially. And all the things that you thought were interesting in the first part of the season, they just ended up not being interesting. And it really sucked because once you got to the finale of the season, I don't know about you, Rob, but nothing really felt that fulfilling.
Not really, because it was a problem in how they arranged everything, man. It's just it. How do you set up one thing to just further outdo it in the finale? It's like I don't know if you want to just go ahead and say it now. Do we want to just work our way to it?
You can say it now, it's fine.
All right. Well. When we talked, you already know a big problem I noticed from the jump was season finale. Barry decides to go back to the past anyway and save his mom. Okay, this is my thing. If you want to do that, if you want to do Flashpoint, fine. That's a big arc. It's an arc everybody loses their mind about. But when literally 2 episodes before that, you had a whole episode dedicated to Barry interacting with the Speed Force, and the Speed Force basically telling him, your power is a gift. You can't always stop bad things from happening to you. And you need to learn to accept that. Because if that's the case, essentially, if that's the case, he'll be manipulated into giving up his powers again, because that's how he gave up his powers in the first place, because Zoom had Wally. And he just gave up his powers, and the Speed Force actually almost reprimanded him for it. It was like, no, we're not giving you your powers back, so you understand that this is your gift. And you can't always be scared at the thought of something bad is going to happen to you. That was the lesson. That was the lesson he had to learn before he became the Flash again. And to have that in 2 episodes later, to throw that all away, throw that major lesson away by just going back to the past and then disregarding your future self. There's a meme out there I love of it shows Barry running back to the past, and they cut it with at the end of in the season 1 finale when Barry went back and his future self told him no, and then the current Barry of season 2 just going, oh, what did that guy know anyway? Bro, that's you. It's you that already made this mistake, man. So that was one of my biggest things, was the time, how they arranged it. You can't have that episode. Basically, his I hate to use it, but it's international. His with great power comes great responsibility moment, and to just abuse your power altogether. I mean, I don't know. I've seen this. I've seen the trailer. I don't know if he still has his powers or not. And usually in Flashpoint, he doesn't even have his powers. So yeah. But that was like my big problem. How do you feel about it? Did you kind of agree on that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I want to add something else to it. Because I know a lot of people, I've seen comment this saying that, well, this is how Barry's going to grow. He's going to learn that his powers are a gift by screwing up. That's how I've seen a lot of people try to spin this. But the thing I think a lot of people need to understand is that in the first season finale of The Flash, Barry went through some emotional stuff, and he realized, like subconsciously, without any words, when his past self told him, listen, do not intervene, this has to happen. And when he saw his mother and he let her die, like that was his moment to be at peace, that, hey, listen, I'm the Flash. Sometimes things have to be the way they are. I'm a human blessed with these abilities, but sometimes things just happen and they're out of your control. That was a beautiful lesson he learned, especially in season 2, where I was kind of like pissed off that, oh, he gave up his powers, he lost them again. Great. But it kind of made up for the fact that when he had this intense conversation with the Speed Force, it made a lot of sense. And I was like, all right, I see what they were going for. And for him to pull a Flashpoint, especially this early on, we're only on the third season, I think it's a really big waste, because the Flashpoint story is a pretty interesting tale in and of itself. And I think that would have been a great time for Barry to end up losing his powers and wondering, like, oh man, what's going on? But the fact that they made him lose his powers twice now, if they, I don't think they're going to, but if they make him lose his powers again in the third season, I'm just going to be very disappointed.
They cannot keep doing that. Like, I know there's certain TV tropes, but you can't do that because you can't keep making up. I mean, you've already almost used up all the reasons he gets his power back. The first time it got drained out of him and he had to get shocked to get it back. And then the second time, they already did the Flashpoint thing. Remember in the Flashpoint and both comic and animated movie
Oh,
to get his power
right.
get his power back, he had to replicate
The
the particle
accident, yeah.
accelerator. Yeah, he had to replicate. They already did that. So if he and I will be so annoyed if he actually does end up having his powers in this alternate universe. I'll be so annoyed because that makes no sense.
It's very jarring. So that was one of the main gripes I had with season two. It just kind of, it didn't have the same effects that season one did. And what really it hurts me more than anything is because it started off strong, like insanely strong, and then it just kind of fizzled out. But we want to take a break from talking about the plot overall as a whole and talk about some of the interesting things that they are weaving in season two going forward into season three. So, in order to talk about season three and why everyone's kind of losing their collective shit about it, we have to talk about one character that was introduced in season two, that character being Wally West. Rob, what did you think about Wally West in this season?
Uh, you know, I I was kind of rough on him at first. Like at first I was like, oh man, it's Wally. And then I was like, oh, it's Wally. What's gonna happen with him? It's like I had the same phrase, but in two different mindsets. I mean, I remember we lost it at first. It's like, because you will when you like see us like big followers like us, when we just hear certain names, we lose it. And when he said it, I was, you know what? No, I lost it when Iris's mother, when Iris found out she had a son. I was done right there. I was like, oh Lord, oh Lord. And then when he showed up, I was like, oh man, hey, it's Wally. And then I didn't like him at first because he was playing that whole rebellious son you didn't know about role,
Right.
street racing and all that. And then they had to have the cliche, his obsession with speed. He likes cars. I was like, oh, I see. And the only thing I thought was cool was that I think one of his cars was like red and silver, and that's the new 52 outfit color. So I mean that was a pretty cool nudge and all that. But yeah, I didn't like I was excited to see him and then I didn't like him at first, but then when the family started to bond, I kind of liked him for the role he was in.
I'm kind of a similar mindset. I was really skeptical at first because we noticed this with a lot of these movies and TV shows. They tend to try to, if there is another variation of a certain character, they try to introduce them as soon as possible. And I was worried that they were going to introduce Wally and they'll do this sidekick thing in season two. But I was pleasantly surprised that he stayed a supporting character and we got to see. It was really great because I think that Joe got some development as well because he was dealing with a son who, he was never in his life, and it showed like the friction and how awkward it is between them. So I thought that was very cool because Joe is like, outside of Barry, he's my favorite character on that dang show.
God bless Joe. He may be the only truly sane person on that show.
Oh man, I can't say the same for his daughter. I don't know why she's still a thing. And another gripe about season two that I'm really not gonna get into, but y'all already know if you watch the series. But
Yeah,
I was really glad to see that Wally, they didn't try to rush his character, and he definitely had his time to shine. And the reason why I brought him up is because season three in particular, we see that he actually becomes the Kid Flash.
yeah. Oh joy.
Yeah, I that at first I was like, oh, this looks awesome, and then I was like, Okay, like, you know what I've noticed, man? The more and more we see these movies and TV shows, it's less about seeing something like, oh, you're a big comic book fan, and if you see Wally West as Kid Flash, you're like, oh my god, that's amazing. I've kind of grown into the mindset that, okay, it looks cool, but what context is it being used?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that. It's like I call moments like I got a funny little name for stuff like that. I call them fan stakes. And it's like you throw a fan stake out, like something that makes them geek out, and but then you wonder what do you do after that. So you could have like I'll just throw a character out there like if Batman had a CW show, the actual Batman, not the other guy. If Batman, if,
Oh god.
if Batman had a CW show, and let's say it's early on, and it's Batman by himself, and then let's say Bruce is getting ready to go out on a date, and then you hear like the TV in the background talking about the Flying Graysons are performing tonight. Fans lose it because they know what that means. Flying Graysons, Dick Grayson's family. It's like I call those fan stakes when you throw something out there to just get people geeked. But it's like it all depends on what you do with it. You just gonna let it flow, or are you gonna introduce it in a cheesy way or a good way?
Yeah, most definitely, man. So that's how I kind of am with Wally as Kid Flash. I mean, I like the character, but I need to see the context on how they're going to be using him in this season. And not just that, but what they're going to be doing with the entire Flashpoint story. That's what kind of worries me, because apparently Flashpoint is going to have a rippling effect with not only this series, but with Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and supposedly this is what's going to lead into Supergirl coming into the CW verse.
Yeah. So, apparently the Flashpoint is going to be so strong. Well, let me go ahead first and get this out the way. 'Cause I know somebody's going to try to correct this. We already know because I'm assuming you saw the trailer already for season 3, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we already know that we're first going to see Kid Flash in this Flashpoint world that Barry made, and because that's where we're going to see him at first. But best believe the regular Wally West, the original one, he got hit with the particle accelerator. So Kid Flash is coming in the regular timeline when we get back to it. So it's still gonna happen regardless. So yeah, I just got feeling some people try to correct us and be like, oh, but he's only gonna be Kid Flash during the whole Flashpoint arc. No, it's gonna happen because he got hit with the particle accelerator. We just getting a sneak peek of it because I bet you he's gonna have a different suit.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking they might do the new 52.
Yep, exactly. It's gonna be the new 52 colors.
Yeah, because it'd be really weird if the Kid Flash from the other universe is donning the yellow and red, and then the one in our universe is donning the yellow red again. That wouldn't make much of any sense.
And plus, I mean, I honestly thought it makes the most sense in the Flashpoint time because there is no Reverse Flash. I mean, a Wally that knows Barry and knows what the Reverse Flash did to his family wouldn't wear the same colors.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
So yeah, so it's definitely gonna be the silver, the blue and black, or the blue is whatever it is, the new 52 color.
Right.
But but yeah, and as far as the rippling effect, it's supposed to just mend everything together. It's like because the whole reason the new 52 was made was actually when Barry went back and tried to fix everything in the Flashpoint, and everything tried to return as close as possible, but but everything didn't return back because time isn't that perfect. So everything got back as close as possible. So when Barry got back to his time, it was slightly different, and that's how the new 52 kicked off. That's the original origin, not the new one they're trying to make about Dr. Manhattan creating New 52. That's different. This is the original origin for it. So I can already tell that's basically what's going to happen. We're going to clear up. We're going to go through Flashpoint for I don't know how many episodes. And when we come back, Barry's going to think everything is back to normal, but it won't be. And it's going to be so crazy that he somehow is going to merge the world, and now they're going to have a Superman in their world.
That's honestly what I'm thinking, because correct me if I'm wrong, I might have read this somewhere, but apparently there's going to be like an event where all the shows cross over on one night. It's not going to be just one, like, oh, it's going to be happening on Arrow and then on Flash, and this is going to be like one major event. Like they're
They
basically their Justice League.
they're getting ready to do a 4 night spectacular, and I gotta give them credit for the event itself. For the event itself, it's a pretty neat idea.
It is, because it gets you interested and gets you wanting to watch the other shows, which I think is cool just to keep yourself up to date.
You're going to have to that whole week. You're gonna if you don't like one of the four, you gotta watch all four because all the episodes going to be connected.
Yeah, I mean, even I had to struggle through the Arrow and Flash crossovers, so
Oh man,
those and the horrible Supergirl one as well. That's
Arrow,
man.
Arrow, Arrow was better when he comes to Flash.
Oh yeah, of
And,
course.
I mean, because he that first crossover, I'll give them credit. That first crossover when he just shot the dude with the arrow and just with nice mask and then jumped out the window or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was tight, man.
Another thing, going back to Flashpoint, a lot of people are kind of speculating on how long this is going to last. Some are saying that it's not going to last the entire season. Others are saying it's going to
It's not.
last like half the season, which would be interesting. But I think more than anything, people are speculating that maybe Flashpoint is going to be the reboot that Arrow needs.
Man, you know what? Maybe I don't know. I think they need something because they got 1 foot and 9 toes in the grave. They have 1 foot and 9 toes. It's the one pinky hanging out right now.
He's just chilling, doing his thing, minding his business.
That pinky go in, you gonna have both feet in the grave. What the fuck? Like, they need something. They are stuck. They are stuck. And I'm like, if Super and I'm my right hand up right now. If Supergirl ends up becoming better than Arrow because of the CW touch, you need to reevaluate something.
Oh man, what a time to be alive when that day comes, my friend.
I'm telling you, because and then people can point out the whole gender problem or whatever. I don't. Supergirl has so much attention now because of Superman, and you can
Mm-hmm.
take that. You feminists can take that how you want. I'm just not a whole lot of people were talking about it until they heard Superman was going to be in it. But I think but I mean, personally, I think it's more so how much they teased it. Now people get to actually see them. That's going to be one thing.
Hopefully, not just for one episode. That'd be a real kick in the face. Oh my god.
It's also help me look. Quick segue. So help me, Lord. If they do something weak where he's with her for like 1 episode and then they have to write him off for like the rest of the season, like somebody freezes him and captures him, and her whole season is about finding Superman.
Oh my god, bro. Let's not get into that because we can get really pissed off. Because
Oh,
the more you think about it, the more it seems plausible.
oh my God. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, going back to a superior show, The Flash. One last thing that I want to say before we wrap this up. While there is a lot to be concerned about with season 3, more than anything, I think something we can all agree on is that they need to diversify the rogue gallery with Flash. Like they did such a good
Oh,
job with season 1, but I swear, if the villain is another damn speedster, I'm just gonna lose it, man. I can't
oh
stand
boy.
it.
Oh man, then you're not gonna like this news.
Oh, yay,
It's
yay.
it already came out. One is a speedster, and then another one is he has a doctor in his name. I can't remember, but it's not Godspeed though. The speedster is not. It's somebody else, but they said is two big antagonists. So
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this was, I guess, our long overdue discussion on not only The Flash Season 2, but what we're looking forward to, and just a general discussion on Season 3.
Yeah.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, me to you for now, signing off for ROTS 112. My name is NGS, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.